Wanted to come on here really quick while the sun is shining to talk about actually the two most powerful sun signs in all of astrology. Now, just because these are the two most powerful sun signs doesn't mean that they're the two best sun signs necessarily, right? And the reason for that is because every zodiac sign has negatives and positives to each sign. So there is no best, there is no worst. It's just all based off of your personal preference, really. But I can go ahead and give you guys the two most powerful sun signs in astrology, because there are two that are the most powerful, meaning that these signs are going to be those signs that you're able to pick out immediately, right? Because the sun is a shining star, right? It's one of the most powerful placements in astrology because of its nature, you know? When we step outside on a bright day, what's the first thing that we notice? It's the sun, right? And so these two signs are something that embodies the sun the most, right? This is why people are able to sniff them out really easily. The first sign is actually, I'll start with the most powerful sign. The most powerful sun sign is Leo, right? Now, before I start talking about Leo, we have to first understand that the sun sign is only one aspect of your chart. It's not the most important aspect, but it is a very powerful aspect. And when we talk about sun signs in general, when we speak of Leos, you know, this is the most powerful sun sign because Leo is actually ruled by the sun, meaning that the sun does its best whenever it's in the sign of Leo. And, you know, Leos are known for being very bright and shining stars. You know, it's the sign of creativity. It's the sign of just that childlike essence, but it also has that very father-like aspect as well when you speak of its qualities, because it's very expressive, it's very confident, it's very knows what it's doing, right? When you meet a Leo, either one of two things happens. Either you're really, really gravitated towards their energy, or you just don't really like them because they seem like they're very attention seeking. And this is because the sun is one of the most attention oriented signs in the whole, in terms of when you're talking about all of the planets. And so this is why Leo is the most powerful sun sign in astrology, because it is in its home sign. It's in the sign that it's ruled by. And so that is the most powerful sun sign. The second most powerful sun sign is the sign of Aries, right? If you're born in the sun of, if your sun sign is in Aries, meaning you're born from, I think it's like March 20th to like April 20th, that area, that's the second most powerful sun sign, right? Because Aries is actually in its dignity. You know, now when we speak of the planets, every planet in your birth chart, every planet in astrology has a sign that does its best in, and it does its worst in. Either it's in its dignity, meaning that it's in its most truest power, or it's in its fall, meaning that it has the hardest time. And Aries, this is actually the best sign, one of the most powerful sun signs in astrology, because it is, when you think of an Aries, and Aries also has those sun-like qualities. Now, notice that the sun is also ruled by two different signs that are fire signs, you know, and because the sun is so bright and hot, and it's a very fiery planet, these two signs do the best in this planet. So if you know, whenever I say powerful, it doesn't mean the best, but it means the sign that stands out the most. So what you'll notice, that's why I was talking about earlier, you'll be able to notice somebody who is a Leo or somebody who is an Aries the most out of all the signs. You know, see, if you're trying to guess somebody's sun sign, the two most easiest sun signs, in my opinion, to be able to spot out is somebody who's a Leo or somebody who is an Aries. Because you can instantly tell when you meet a Leo, they're very confident. You know, they have this aura about them where it's like they know what they're doing. You know, they have that swagger about them where it's like, you know, they're just fun to be around, you know, because they enjoy life. They have a zest for life. And like I said, that's a higher manifestation of a Leo. You can also get a Leo who's very attention seeking and very destructive because of how much they need attention, right? But when you have a balanced Leo and a Leo who is in a higher manifestation, it's a Leo who is very graceful and very much for the people. You know, they want to shine just as much as they want to see you shine, you know, and that's ultimately what the Leo represents. But on the other hand, whenever you meet an Aries, it's kind of a similar thing, right? They're very assertive. They can tend to be very hot-headed, right? You notice, right? These are things that you can pick up on where you're like, dang, that's an Aries for sure. Just the determination factor, right? How willing they are to work is insane. Their competitive fire, their competitive nature is just very magnified when you have a sun sign in this planet. So all my Aries, all my Leos out there, shout out to y'all. These are the top 2 most powerful sun signs in astrology. I wanted to come on here to share that with you because I feel like there is just so much about when you ever meet someone who's a sun in either Aries or Leo. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Have a wonderful afternoon, morning, or night, wherever you're at. And peace, love, and happiness. Mwah.